Hello guys and welcome. Today we're going to talk about a topic that is very controversial and gets a lot of people fired up on the internet, and that is nutrition. And we're going to talk about it specifically and how it relates to cycling and weight loss. Hopefully some of this helps, and hopefully you walk away from this video with an outlook that is more open than other channels will have you walk away with. I'm not here to stress eat protein and fat only. I'm not here to stress eat vegetables and fruits only. I'm here to just tell you what I've done, and that either way you decide to go, or even if it's down the middle, right, which I personally believe it should be, you can make it work for you, and you can lose weight with just about any diet you want. I mean, if you want to lose weight and just eat McDonald's, you can. You will be super unhealthy and probably die, but you can. Because ultimately it comes down to calories in versus calories out. Are there better calories? Absolutely. There's better calories. McDonald's is not a great calorie. Like processed sugar is not a great calorie. Before I start telling you what I think you guys should try or what I've done, to give you a little background on me, I started riding a bike when I was 29 years old. I'm now 34. When I started riding a bike, I weighed 215 pounds. I now weigh 165 pounds-ish. And I've maintained it for a long time. And actually, I think I've tried to actually gain weight. I've lost fat, but I'm trying to gain weight now. I'm trying to put on some muscle and create a little better sprint. Just so you guys know where I'm still an average guy, though. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a pro cyclist. I'm not a pro mountain biker. I'm not a coach. I'm not anything. I'm just an average guy, just like you. And I'm hopefully talking to those people, and I'm hopefully going to give you guys a little bit of inspiration that you can do it. So let's start with what worked for me. So I approached my day, right, from the time I wake up to the time I lay my head on the pillow, as that's my calorie watch. One day. I don't do weeks, or I don't do half days or months or whatever, like some people will do that. I go day to day, and in that day, if I want to lose weight, I need to be in a calorie deficit. It's that simple. No matter what you eat, guys, let me break some hard news to you. No matter what you eat, or no matter what anybody tells you, if you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to be hungry, right? Even if you're eating heads of lettuce, like some other channel just told me, if you're in a deficit, you're going to be hungry. And if you think lettuce is going to change that, it might change it for just a brief moment, but it ain't going to satiate you, especially someone like me. Or if you're this way out there and you understand what a big juicy hamburger tastes like, just eating lettuce and some fruit. I mean, I love fruit, I love lettuce, but salad, look, when you're in a caloric deficit, you're going to be hungry. That's your body telling you that it doesn't want to let go of the fat. Please eat something. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get it to let go of the fat. We're trying to get it to use that fat that's sitting on your body right now. In order to do that, you're going to have to piss it off. Your body's going to be pissed. It's going to be sending you signs and signals. Eat something. I'm hungry. You're going to get a little angry. You're going to get a little touchy. Like that's just the way it's going to be. And if you think eating lettuce is going to change that, try it. Try it. Tell me. So that's what we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to be in that caloric deficit. It's not great. Is it sustainable? Yes. If you understand when to not eat the calories a little bit, you can kind of tweak your day around, and you can kind of deal a little bit better. A big thing that helped me with the caloric deficit was the intermittent fasting. I've talked to you guys about this on the channel before. I still do intermittent fasting once or twice a week. But the beauty of the intermittent fast is, if you're sleeping regularly, if you don't have a young one or something, you wake up after an 8-hour sleep, 6-hour sleep. Okay, we already got 6 hours fasted. Let's just roll that right on into running into lunch. Depending on what your day is, if you're going to work, do you really need to eat breakfast before you go to work? Like how much energy do you need to go into a job that I know is not as demanding as riding a bicycle, right? Unless you're going on a bike ride, then this changes everything. But if you're going into your office to sit there till lunch, can you just make it to lunch? Yeah, you can. Is it gonna be kind of like, oh, I don't like this? Yeah. What I found that worked for me, I like being hungry in the morning rather than being hungry at night. It helped me go to sleep a little better, to have food at the end of the day. So I would stretch out that morning window. And when I got to lunch, I'd eat a nice big lunch, maybe 1,000 calories, 1,200 calorie lunch. Pretty happy with that. I had a basal metabolic rate of around 1,600, 1,700. I'm now at 1,800-ish. So I still had some calories to play with at night. So I ate my lunch, went about my day, got off work, came home, knew I had about 600 calories to play with. That's plenty. 600 calories of good food. That'll keep you full till you go to sleep. 10 o'clock, do it again tomorrow. If you can kind of hang out in that realm, that's kind of how you got to live. You're going to have to make it hurt. Just like cycling, guys. If you guys are riding bikes right now, maybe you're in, a few months in, you know that in order to push yourself on that climb, it hurts, right? There's that local climb that you're trying to do faster, or maybe your friends are dropping or something, and you have to push yourself into an area that is not comfortable. And that's where you start making the gains, guys. Nothing comes from being comfortable. Nothing good comes from being comfortable, let me tell you. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable to be a little hungry. That being said, if you ride your bike in the morning, then you can eat breakfast. I always took that as kind of like a reward, right? So we're going on a bike ride. Depending on the level of ride, I will eat before it. Some rides I'll go fasted. If it's just me and a buddy and we're just going to tool around and head to the coffee shop, do a nice little spin, zone 1, just chill. I can do that fasted. I can do an hour ride like that fasted, burn a little more fat because we're out with a little higher heart rate than normal, burn a little more fat off. And then after that, I'll eat some breakfast. If I'm going on a hard training ride, I'll eat before the ride. I'll get some carbs in, little insulin spike, and then I'll eat a nice breakfast after the ride, depending on the intensity. I'll back it up with, a good amount of protein, fat, and carbohydrate, a nice even spread. A little lower in the fats, about a 40-40, 40-40-20 split is what I like to hit on almost all my meals. For those of you wondering, macros. So that's kind of how I approached my day for the last, I've kind of stopped that routine now, but that's how I approached my fat loss routine for probably 3 or 4 years. And I shed 40 pounds, 50 pounds almost. It's quite the difference. Now I've moved on to a little bit different of a routine because I kind of hit the bottom where I jumped. I think I got as low as 8% body fat one summer, and I've kind of gone back to, okay, I want to build a little muscle, I want to put on a little muscle, so I'm actually in a surplus. I try to hit surpluses of calories on high intensity days, which is extremely hard. There are days literally when I eat every time I'm hungry, I will eat, and I'll still lose weight for the day. I think that's something that you will battle if you take this little machine right here. If you take it 4 or 5 years down the road and you progress, you'll get to the point where you actually can't eat enough. And it's a whole nother conversation. But as far as fat loss goes, guys, unfortunately, there's no just secret. It's gonna suck, and you're gonna have to do it. And decide right now, in 5 years, where do you want to be? And do you want to be obese? Do you want to run a higher risk of heart disease, high cholesterol? Where do you want to be? Did you buy one of these because you want to be healthier? Because if you did, let's lose the fat. Let's control our hormones. Let's keep our insulin as low as possible. Let's not spike it with crazy processed sugars. Let's try to keep our testosterone high with good fats. Take your fish oil pills, guys. If you don't, that's a number one thing that I would, if I had to give up everything and just pick one supplement, I would stick with the fish oil pills. Speaking as a 34-year-old, Yeah, that's my advice, guys, for losing weight. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I hope this information finds you well. If you haven't already, please subscribe. All links are in the description below, and we'll talk to you next time.